Hi, my name is Manny. I am a former Mercedes-Benz car salesman, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the lowest reasonable initial offer for a used vehicle. Over the past couple years I've made a few YouTube videos that have helped thousands of people save time and money on their next vehicle purchase. Among those videos, one of the most common questions I see in the comment section is, what can I expect this particular car to sell for? And that depends. But what I'm going to do in this video is walk you through a screen grab of exactly how I would make my best guess at what the lowest initial offer should be to start a negotiation. Now, before I dive into showing you exactly what I would do, I want to describe the used car buying industry and how they price their vehicles just from a high level. So generally speaking, a used car dealer is going to try to make $1,500 to $5,000 on their sale, and that's in gross profit on the sale of the vehicle. That's separate from what else they could make on the back end from financing and warranties and add-ons. So if they take in a car on trade for $20,000, they might list that car for $5,000 to $7,000 more. So they might list it for $25,000, $26,000, $27,000, but they're willing to decrease that price as time goes on, and they're willing to decrease it as low as a price that would let them make $1,500 to $5,000. Probably most commonly $1,500 to $3,000. So while they're not making a killing on these cars that maybe some people think they are, they can be as profitable as selling new cars, and sometimes even more. So the place I want to start this video is showing you just how to gauge the bottom line value of the vehicle. So whether you're looking at a private sale or a dealership, you need to understand what a particular car could be traded in for at a dealership. So that means if you're going to a private sale, what can this person just take that car and trade it in for today and get cash? What is that price? So to figure out that price, I would go to a reliable resource such as Kelley Blue Book. So I'll show you on my screen grab here. I'm going to go to the button to find my car's value, and just to pick a vehicle, I'm going to go with a 5-year-old Toyota 4Runner, just because I think the car is cool. So let's assume there's 75,000 miles on the vehicle. That's 15,000 miles a year. That's somewhat typical. And we need to select the specific model options, including all equipment, color, add-ons. Once you've selected that, you are shown a variety of condition selections. And so this is something I need to talk about in the used car buying process. There are two ways a dealer can pull a trick on you about the condition of the vehicle. So, and that will depend on whether they're buying your trade or they're selling your used car. If they're selling you a used car, they're commonly going to show you the Kelley Blue Book value under excellent condition. Now you'll see from the screen here, that represents 3% of vehicles of all the supply. It's unlikely that you are standing in front of and trying to buy an excellent condition used vehicle. But when they point to that sheet, they'll say, look, this is what Kelley Blue Book says is the value of this vehicle. But look at the fine print. They're probably selling you the excellent condition assumption, and that's worth several $1,000s more of a premium. So it's important to know what condition grade they're putting their Kelley Blue Book number. Realistically, most cars are in good condition, and that even reflects in the numbers here, 54%. So looking at a good condition Kelley Blue Book estimate for the car you're trying to buy is important. And on the other side of that coin, when they try to take in your trade, they're going to say, hey, well, this is just fair condition, which is only 18% of cars. Your car's many times in better shape than fair. So that is a lower than realistic or a lower than possible valuation of your vehicle when you're trying to turn it in on trade. So let's go with a good condition, and we're going to see what the trade-in value is for for that specific vehicle just based on present data that they have access to. And you'll see here there's a range of values for this vehicle with this mileage condition, 18,500 to 20,000. So that's our baseline of expectations. That's what a private seller could just say, hey, forget private selling, I'm just going to get rid of this. I'm going to go to a dealer, or maybe I'll go to CarMax and try and sell it there. So it wouldn't make sense most of the time to offer somebody less than that number in a private sale. It certainly wouldn't make sense to offer less than that number to a dealer, because you got to think, why would a dealer take in a car for 18,500 and sell it to you for 18,500? It's just unrealistic. Most dealers even have some added costs to the cars they take in. If they put on new tires, fix up the brakes, they might add realistically some loaded costs, $500 to $1,500. So once you have that baseline, you can, and you know the information, kind of what I've talked about from a high level. A dealer is going to take in this car. What did they take it in for? What did they put into it? And what are they going to try to make? You're going to try and layer those assumptions on, and that's going to be your bottom line number. Now, a point of reference that you can look to check your kind of bottom end is to go to a website like cargurus.com and look for the same vehicle and see what's being listed in your area. I generally like to expand my search radius to 500 miles. Typically, when you're talking about buying cars, what people are willing to travel, it's a day's drive. That's a really long day's drive, but it just gives you a sense of what's in the area. Make sure you got your year. And with cars, and again, I have separate videos for making the lowest price for a new car, negotiating new car price, negotiating used car price. So do check out the videos on my channel for more detailed strategies about car negotiation, timing your purchase, and other tactics that relate to the negotiating itself. But as far as looking for the lowest price, when you're on a site like Car Gurus, you're going to want to look for the oldest listings. So we're going to look for the cars that have been on the lot the longest, and because cars are depreciating assets, those dealers are going to be more willing to get to their bottom line quicker. And what we'll see here at the oldest listings, these are just sponsored ones. Those don't necessarily mean they're the oldest listings. I do want to point out here while on the screen, if you look at where my mouse is, this is a CPO listing, and what that means is it's a certified pre-owned vehicle. It is a like manufacturer used car. So a Toyota dealership is certifying their pre-owned Toyota that's used, they've taken in, and they're willing to include a warranty with it, which guarantees certain mileage conditions, certain year conditions, and that's baked into the price of the vehicle. So those are actually not good vehicles to look at in terms of trying to come up with a bottom line, because they have this built-in margin to it and expense of this warranty. So when you're looking for your lowest realistic offer, don't look at the CPOs, although there are reasons why people would benefit from buying a CPO in general. So if we go to this next one here, let's see what's going on here. This is a Toyota 4Runner. It's been on the lot for 24 days. Oh, but it's been in Car Gurus for 608 days. So that suggests to me this car has been kicked around a lot. It might have been on one dealer's lot for several months, maybe half a year, before they decided to wholesale it, cut their losses, sell it to another dealer, and they would take a crack at it. So they've listed it at 27. They're 27.9, so almost 28 grand originally. They're now at 27,000. This car has 62,000 miles, so it's very similar to the car that we just looked at as far as coming up with a Toyota 4Runner trade-in value. So, we're expecting that they might have paid somewhere around 20 grand for this car. They're still high on what they're listing it for, which means there's money for them to come down. Now, this hasn't been on their lot that long. Probably want to find another dealer to see one that's been on the lot a little bit longer. Let's see what this guy's doing. This one has been on the lot for 113 days. It's 420 days on Car Gurus. So this is another one that's kind of probably moved around different dealerships, and they have dropped the price by $1,500. there is more room to get down. So for this guy, again, I don't know what this dealership paid for this vehicle. It looks like they've purchased it from another dealer, likely, which means that you probably didn't get as good of a deal on the trade-in. You know, a lot of money can be made when someone's just taking in a trade from a customer. So I would say if I was trying to negotiate this car, I want to walk that down a couple thousand more, especially knowing what the trade-in value realistically could be. Even though they originally listed it for $27,000, I want to walk that down to $23,000, maybe $24,000. So they've got a couple grand to go lower on their price before they could sell this car. Now, another thing to note, could very well be this car isn't there. Cars on Car Gurus, I've found, especially working with people in the comment section, if they're there for more than 120 days, there could just be something wrong with the listing and that car's not actually there. So anytime you're looking at a car more than 90 days old, you got to call first to verify that that car is actually there. But I do want to say, if you find this video useful, take the time to like the video, leave some comments in the comments section. This is the way the YouTube algorithm picks up my content, gives my channel more exposure, and it gives me the incentive to keep making videos like this. So if you have any questions, please reach out. My email address is manny@notwaitingtolive.com. I hope you find this video useful, and best of luck.